Yo, what up guys? Welcome back to Sneaker Stories. As always, I'm your host Chris Jack. Today, another colorway of the infamous Yeezy Boost 350 V2, and this time it comes with a slight material upgrades to the upper of it, and it's none other than the Desert Sage colorway. So without further ado, let's check them out. Alright, so gotta be honest, as I've mentioned in previous reviews, I've got really bored with Yeezys, just specifically the 350 V2s, to be honest, just with the similarities of colors that have been releasing and just the frequency of the releases of the pairs. It's really kind of killed the sort of fire or the love that I have for the particular shoe. Kind of stopped wearing them, and that was all until I saw a photo of these ones where I could really see it was completely different to what has come out in the past, and it just, I don't know, it spoke to me in a way that the others haven't, and I'll get into why that is in this particular review. But these released last Saturday, the 14th of March, locally here in South Africa through Adidas and Shelf Life only. The numbers were incredibly limited here, and that's at least from a local perspective, because the global resale prices of this particular pair don't seem to be that high, so perhaps indicating that there were quite a few of them, at least in global markets, and maybe just not here. But I know for fact here in South Africa there were just not a lot of pairs of these. They sold out instantly online, and there were, I think, like 10 or 11 pairs at Shelf Life or whatever, at least if I could count correctly from the raffle. I managed to pick them up online, thankfully, in my size. This is a UK 9.5, so it's a half up from my true to size, and I do see that it is a made in India pair. If you had watched my review of the Flax pair last week, I said that this was also made in India, and this was slightly tighter than what I'm used to for a 9.5. This pair seems to feel a little bit more regular sized, if that would make sense to you. So I would still suggest taking a half size up just off the bat in this review if you are looking to get your hands on a pair. But onto the review itself, this is a completely different upper. I know that there has been a similar execution to this particular primed upper on the Marsh colorway, but we did not get that here locally in South Africa. So this is totally new for us here. And what I'm really referring to there is just the stripe down the side of the shoe, which is a 3M reflective stripe. It looks really good in hand. It's not that transparent or translucent stripe that we normally see. That's a little bit more plasticky, like you can see on the Flax over here and a whole bunch of the other pairs behind me. This is a really nice upgrade to the shoe for me. But I'm going to start underneath with the outsole. This is a light gum color translucent outsole on the shoe, and as you guys know, there's a full length Boost midsole in here, so really comfortable on foot, and that's obviously just encapsulated in this ribbed rubber casing, which wraps all the way around the shoe. So you'll notice the color change here. You do have that sage green coloring over here. You can of course see the Boost just below that translucent layer, so it gives you a nice bit of gradient in there that we've seen on previous ones, and then the light gum basically wraps up into the heel section of the shoe. I think that actually looks pretty good. It just adds a little bit something more to the particular pair. The next thing I've noticed here is no heel tab on this particular pair, and that for me is my personal preference on 350 V2s. I just think it looks a lot cleaner on foot, but that is just my opinion, of course. I mean, all the way since the OG Beluga V2 over here, it's always been a preference for me to not have that heel tab over there. And then another big change to the appearance of the shoe is just the sock liner or heel collar section over here, which has been highlighted in this neon orange, and that runs into the sock liner and the insole of the shoe, which I'll show you in a bit. Now the rest of the prime knit here is done in a sage green coloring over here. The prime knit itself is actually very similar in pattern to previous Yeezy 350 V2s. I will just show you the Flax here side by side, just so you can get an idea of the pattern. But one fundamental difference with this particular prime knit is the central line stitch over here, which is normally done on the exterior of the shoe, has now been hidden underneath the shoe on the sage variation over here. So it just creates this very clean line on top of the shoe, and that continues into the heel section of the shoe as well. Now from a lacing perspective, as you'll note, they've just included standard sage green laces. These are rope laces, of course. And then just to show you the insole quickly, as mentioned, this is also neon orange, and you do have the Yeezy and Adidas Originals branding in the heel. But overall speaking, I'm really impressed with the changes that Adidas have made to the 350 V2, especially with this particular one. It's just a lot cleaner in my opinion. I love the color of this particular pair. It's one of my favorite colors that is released to date. Now from a price point of view, these did retail locally here for 3,499 Rand. I'm not really too sure where resale is sitting locally. I have seen a couple of pairs being sold for 4,500 to 5,000 Rand. line. Whether that will come down over time, time will tell, I guess. But that's it for this review of the Yeezy Boost 350 V2 Desert Sage. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you have any further questions on this pair or anything else in the room, please drop them in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. And if you haven't already, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe right here for further content, reviews, and blog content down the line here on Sneaker Stories. But that's it from me, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll catch you on the next one.